I'm here to basically help anybody who just feels a bit lost when it comes to eyebrows, and especially now we're all stuck inside. Drawing on your eyebrows, it just makes you feel alive. It makes you feel good, right? So here we go. This is a feel good tutorial. So I'm going to start off. This is the Carter Beauty Window Dressing Brow Kit. This is $9.95. You can order it on their website and they often have discount codes, which is very handy. So this one is in the shade medium dark. They also have light to medium for a blonde auburn toned person. In the little set you have two powders. You have a light powder and a dark powder, and then you also have brow pencil, and you also have a brow gel. So a brow gel is basically a mascara but for your eyebrows. Okay, so brow gel goes into your eyebrow like that. You paint it on very gently, very lightly, bit just like mascara. And then you're able to make it stand up if you want, or you're able to make it sit down and be more streamlined. So you can get them as coloured gels, or you can get a clear gel, whatever you like. So this is the little pencil that comes in the pack. There it is there, window dressing. And basically how I use a pencil is very lightly, coming from the baseline here. So this is your baseline. And coming from your baseline here, you're just drawing little tiny strokes upwards. Yeah, I have a bit of a baldy patch here, so I'm just going to go in there and just draw a few little lines up into that. And I'm drawing upwards rather than across, okay? Because I want them to look reasonably like they're my own eyebrows. And same on the top. On the top I'm sort of bringing it around, because I want to give the illusion that these hairs are actually not fake and that they are in fact doing what they're being told. On this side then, I'm going to use the Brow Out Defining Pencil. So this little guy is only $3.95. The difference between this and this one is that this is it twists up, so it's a twist up, and this one here you need to pair yourself. I know this is a little less convenient, but I actually prefer the pencils just because you're able to know when you're coming down this pencil, so you're able to know how much more you have. But my favourite would probably be the powder and the pencils and the gel, because you're able to sort of control how natural and how defined you want it. So this here, I'll just show you how it works. So you have your little nib at the top there. Again, you're just going to draw up. Now, the only issue I have with these is that you cannot pair them, and it's not as fine a point. It's only a fine point like on your very first go. If you like very heavy brows, oh look, see, I find it a bit, because it's a lot softer, I just find it's a little easier to make mistakes. But what they are brilliant for are faking freckles. So if I tap on some freckles, like this. Sorry for all the shouting downstairs. I've got a loud family. So you just tap them on like that, and then with your ring finger, with your ring finger even, go over them, and you've got a few fake freckles. So this is my favourite. So usually I get my eyebrow brushes from Penneys. I just love them. I think they're so handy, and they have a spoolie on the end here. So this little brush thing here, basically it's like a mascara wand and it's attached to the end. We call this a spoolie, alright? And basically what this is for brushing up and out your eyebrows. So brushing up and out your eyebrows is important because it basically takes away any excess product that makes your eyebrows look too heavy or too overdone. The thing is as well, your eyebrows are sisters and not twins, and sometimes on some days they don't even look related, okay? Everyone is like it, you're not alone, the rest of the whole country is like that, okay? And we have a slanted edge little brush on the other side. Now this is super skinny, okay? And this is what we need for dipping into our powders and applying to our eyebrows. However, obviously in the current climate, Penneys is not open, or if it is, then I really should be notified about that so I can do a little online shopping. So this brush here is from Pro 1, and this is very, very similar as well. It has its angled brush at the top, and then this is a little brush, but I mean you can still use this as to brush out your eyebrows. It works just as well. A little bit harder maybe, but that's about it. It's great for getting out kind of any clumpiness out of the eyebrow. So if you've put too much on, or you're afraid of putting too much on, failing that, if you can't get your hands on one of these, because I know I did buy these on sale, so I'm not sure if they actually stock them anymore, but if you cannot get your hands on those, then Wet n Wild also do an angled brush. So this is the little Wet n Wild angled brush. These are vegan and cruelty free, and they are stocked in an awful lot of pharmacies. So pharmacies are obviously essential, and they are staying open. The only thing is it does not have a spoolie, so you will need to either try and find a little brush head with one of these on it, or a little brush head with one of these on it, okay, separately. Sometimes these are called mascara wands, and you can get like a singular mascara wand or a pack of 10, something like that. So that's handy if you want to do that. So I'm going to firstly dip into my light shade. Alright, now I know this shade is actually going to be too light for me, to be honest, but I just want to show you what the difference looks like. So as you can see, I'm not really adding much to the eyebrow. It's mainly just in the middle here. Okay, so you're just adding a little bit in there, just to create a bit of depth, right? So we don't want one big block of eyebrow colour. We want, so you're going to do little tiny strokes upwards from this line here. So without drawing a really harsh line here, sometimes you can, if you want a really harsh eyebrow, knock yourself out. But if you want to just go a little bit more natural, then upward strokes, really gentle upward strokes, just like that. Now what I find really good about the top of the eyebrow is when I put into the dark colour and tap off. So when you're tapping off, you just want to tap off the excess. So the excess is anything extra, right? You don't want too much of the brow powder on the brush, because we just want enough. We don't want too much. Okay. On the top, I kind of do like a circular sort of motion, because that's kind of what your hairs look like on the top. So if that's what I want to do and I want to add brow hairs on the top, I'll just do like a little curvy motion. Okay, so that's what that one looks like there. I'm just going to match them up even. Now, and you just want to bring it over to a taper at the end, right? Now, if you haven't got much hairs, and if they're sort of all over the place, and if you did overpluck them in a kind of upside down U shape before, what to do is very gradually and very gently, because some of the hairs may not grow back anymore. So very gradually and very gently, what you want to do is you want to try and bring it up to where your eyebrow should start, okay? So if you open your eye completely, you'll see that here is where my socket is, and then I have a little bit of a gap. We all have different space here, and then your eyebrow should start quite close to your nose, but evenly on both sides. So that's kind of what you want to do, right? So you want to get your little brush, any little brush or pencil or whatever, go up the inside nostril, the inside of your nostril, and where your nostril kind of ends, that is where your eyebrow kind of should be starting, okay? To make it look a bit more symmetrical. So if I want to add fake hairs, I literally just do the little upward strokes, just like that, super light, with the little tiny brush. And see, even there now, you've just saw me draw them on, but they kind of look like little hairs that I've drawn on. Alright, now this literally will just take practice. You will get there, you just have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. And even if you are drawn to tears several times because you're like, I can't get it, keep at it, right? You're like they used to say, those that try are still lapping people that are sat on the couch. All right? Now, the irony, of course, is that right now, most of us are sat on the couch. You could always do your eyebrows on the couch, girls. Yeah, so real light little strokes. So now we're done with our powder. So I'm bringing that upwards. Up, up, up. And then kind of down the side here. And always sort of tip off the top of it here to make sure you don't have too much on the little brush. So next up then, what gives you that really clean look is a little bit of concealer just underneath your eyebrow, but also sometimes just on the outside of your eyebrow. So this is LA Girl Pro Concealer. Now, even though it is technically a pro product, anybody can buy this product, okay? And I know for our local town here in Gorey and County Wexford, these two products are both stocked in Whelan's Pharmacy. So LA Pro products are stocked and Wet n Wild products are stocked. So this little concealer here, basically you just pop a little bit onto the back of your hand. You will get used to this and you will just be able to brush it on yourself with your own personal concealer. And then depending on how big your eye is, you can use either of these brushes, okay? So either can be used, no problem, okay? So you're just going to pop a little bit of concealer onto it. And the way I've put it on is, I haven't gone swirling, okay? So you're literally just patting it down into the brush, right? And then you're going to pat it down here. And just keep a line there. Keep a line all the way along. You don't want to cover your brow products with it, but you just want to get it right beside there. And then bring it down here. And you have a lovely base as well now to pop your eyeshadow. Is just take your ring finger and press it into the skin, and basically we call this blending, right? So you're blending the two in together. You're just kind of sandwiching the two so that it doesn't look like one big round circle. All right, so there you have part A. And part B then is when we go up here on top, and we're going to just bring a very thin line. So before we were patting it, now we have the brush on stood up on its side, and we're taking away any little part there that doesn't make sense, basically. And we're just going to feather that up into the foundation that we have. Very gently, just feather it up. Yeah. You don't always have to go all the way across. Like sometimes I would just do the tail end, and so would a lot of people, but just had a little bit more product there. And then with the thin brush, I'm going to show you the exact same, how to do it the exact same way. And you're just going to go in. Oh, you just want to go in and work along this little line all the way over and drag it down. So what I mean by eventually you will be able to do this with just the little brush on the end. This is what I mean. Okay. Now this is a bit rough, but like you'll get the gist. So I'm able to draw it along and then get a little bit closer with the brush and then drag it down onto the eyelid. This is just for like your everyday makeup when you just want to have nice eyebrows and sweep across a nice colour across your eyebrows. Across your eyebrows? Across your eyelids. And on the top then, This is what I mean by you don't always have to go the full way across. A little bit there at the end to blend everything in together. And there you have your lovely defined eyebrows. Your eyebrows is did. Now, another little thing that I love to do is I love to take a little highlighter. So these two here are lovely. I'm going to take this little white one here. Well, it's actually called gold, sorry. Shimmering gold. But it's like more like a creamy colour with a gold fleck. And again, tap it off. You don't want loads and loads on. You just want a little bit. And just kind of from halfway over here, just melt that into the concealer. So we're just going to pop this underneath the brow bone and drag it down just from kind of halfway over. Sorry about the light. Just from sort of halfway over, we're going to bring it down here, and you can just blend that in then with your finger. Alright, when we're doing the brows or your eyes in general, is right in here into your tear duct. When I started doing makeup, I couldn't understand why my eye looks did not look like everyone else's eye looks. And it was inner corner highlight. They all had this wonderful glowiness to the eye. And that is how you get it, with this little inner corner highlight. Now, I hope that that has helped you a little bit. So thank you so much for looking at this. I'm really, really grateful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you if you liked it. If you didn't, please leave me a comment and tell me why you didn't. And I will try to improve in the future. And thank you very much for popping by.